Good evening. I have an important update for you regarding this approaching winter storm, as it will certainly affect your plans for the weekend. Our confidence is growing that we will see significant impacts from this system, and travel across a large portion of the Midwest and Great Lakes region could become nearly impossible with a widespread area expecting 6 to 10 inches of snow. Communities such as Des Moines, Davenport, Chicago, and Grand Rapids are expected to face the most severe conditions from this system. With the possibility of localized snow totals exceeding a foot on the southern side of the storm, a powerful collision between two different air masses will also cause widespread strong to severe thunderstorms across much of the South. So in this forecast, we are going to carefully break down exactly what you need to know about this upcoming winter storm and the specific impacts it will bring to your local area. We will begin this forecast by looking directly at this approaching winter storm, as we are anticipating a major snowfall event across the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, the Great Lakes, and even into the Northeast. So let us go ahead and start with the future radar for the next 48 hours, beginning with tonight. That is when the snow will begin to increase in intensity across areas like Iowa, Minnesota, and also the Dakotas. There will be a bit of a wintry mix farther back in western Iowa tonight. We might even see a little freezing rain as well, which could certainly make the roadways slippery. I know many of you are traveling back from the Thanksgiving holiday today. You will definitely want to complete that travel as soon as you possibly can, because by tonight conditions are going to begin to worsen quite rapidly. Later on this evening, that is when this storm system is projected to expand in size very quickly. We will have a low-pressure system rapidly organizing over Kansas, which is going to help generate much heavier snowfall as we move into the overnight hours. So much of the snow this afternoon will remain light, but by tonight it is going to really start to increase in intensity, particularly in northern Missouri and across all of Iowa and also through South Dakota and Illinois. Now, as we head into Saturday morning, that is when this winter storm is expected to intensify even further. Please notice the dark blue colors across eastern Missouri and western Illinois. This indicates where very heavy snowfall will be occurring, with snowfall rates of up to 3 inches per hour being possible. And then all across Iowa, we are going to continue to see moderate to heavy snowfall throughout the entire morning. And this is the area where I anticipate the most significant snowfall accumulations from this entire winter storm. Around the lunch hour, this storm will start to produce much heavier snowfall across central and northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. I do believe we are going to have some drier air intruding on the northern side of this low-pressure system, especially in central and northern Wisconsin near places like Wausau and back toward Minneapolis. And that will essentially mean that we are not going to see a great deal of accumulating snow from this event in those areas. I also want to point out that by around lunchtime, we will have much more moisture and warm air pushing to the north, which means for those of you in places like St. Louis, your time for snow will run out rather quickly. The snow there will likely only last for about 6 to 10 hours or so. After that, we are expecting mostly rain, or perhaps a mixture of rain and snow. So that is not the best news if you are a snow lover in the St. Louis area. And then by the early afternoon, that heavy snowfall will continue from Des Moines all the way back through areas in northwestern Indiana, reaching as far east as South Bend. Then eventually by the evening hours, the heaviest snowfall is going to be situated near Chicago, even close to Milwaukee, and also across southwestern Michigan near Kalamazoo. And we will also be watching for an isolated severe weather event across areas in the very deep south and also in the southern plains. This could include some isolated damaging winds, isolated hail, and even the possibility of an isolated tornado or two. That activity will primarily occur during the afternoon hours as well. Another thing I do want to point out about our winter storm here is that the winds will be very strong all across this low pressure system, which does mean that blowing snow is a distinct possibility. We could experience wind gusts up to 30 to 40 miles per hour at times, which could make travel impacts even worse throughout the day on Saturday. So it is really not advisable to travel much on Saturday. We could be discussing moderate to major impacts when it comes to traveling. Now, as we go into Saturday night, the snow is going to continue to move across the Great Lakes and the Midwest. The snowfall will not really begin to wind down until overnight Saturday into early Sunday morning for those of you in Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, and Wisconsin. There is a little bit of good news. If you enjoy snow in St. Louis, yes, you will see a little bit more snow on the backside of this low pressure system, but again, we are not talking about very much at all here. It is going to be very light. No more than 1 additional inch of snowfall would come from that. And then, by Sunday morning, the heaviest snowfall is going to make its way across Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, stretching all across upstate New York and also northwestern Pennsylvania. That is where the heaviest of the snowfall will be located. And as we go into late Sunday and Monday, this winter storm moves out. Then as we go into Monday and Tuesday, another winter storm is going to take its place. Anywhere from Oklahoma all the way back into New England, we could have more snow ice and a variety of other problems on our hands. We are going to talk more about that next winter storm in just a moment, so please stay tuned. We do not just have one storm coming, we actually have 2 different winter storms arriving over the next 5 days. Now, in terms of total snowfall accumulation, this is going to be one of the most significant winter storms that we have seen in the Midwest over the last couple of years. We are talking about the threat of a widespread 6 to 10 inches of snowfall all across Iowa Central and northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, and also western Michigan. I also want to point out that this is the official National Weather Service forecast. These are not numbers I have made up by any means. We are discussing the legitimate threat here of a widespread 6 to 10 inches of snowfall. I do believe that all across central and eastern Iowa, northwestern Illinois, and extreme southern Wisconsin, we will see 8 to 14 inches of snow. I think a few isolated locations could pick up as much as 18 inches of snowfall. Back over in Des Moines, I am forecasting about 12 to 13 inches. If you are over near Milwaukee, you can expect around 10 inches of snow. Chicago will be closer to 8 to 10 inches. And then over in Davenport, Iowa, we are talking closer to about a foot of snow as well. And shifting our attention further to the east, Kalamazoo, Michigan, will probably see around a foot of snow. For Detroit, I am really thinking probably closer to 5 to 6 inches. And over in Indianapolis, around 3 to 6 inches of snow is expected. But generally speaking, again, this is going to be a major winter storm here across the Midwest over the next couple of days. And I also want to let you know that we are planning on a winter storm live stream tomorrow with upwards of a dozen live storm chasers in the field and hundreds of live weather cameras. So please be sure to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you are notified when we do go live tomorrow. There is also a chance of a live stream tonight for an update if needed. We will see if that happens, but at a bare minimum, we are going to be live tomorrow with complete winter storm coverage. So I do hope you will stay tuned. Also, this view is a little bit easier to see. This is a zoomed-in perspective of our snowfall accumulation through Sunday afternoon across the Midwest. Again, most of Michigan is going to receive upwards of a foot of snow unless you are in far eastern Michigan. And then also across northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin, and pretty much all of Iowa will get upwards of a foot of snowfall from this winter storm. I also forgot to point out, but if you are in St. Louis, I think around 3 to 4 inches of snow is going to fall. Again, it is going to be quite slushy, since you all will be transitioning to rain later in the day. But at least you will get a little bit of snowfall during the morning hours. Now, after this winter storm is all said and done, we are going to have another winter storm impacting the United States. So this is what it looks like as we go into Monday morning. It might not look like much at first, but we will have a small area of moisture coming over the Rocky Mountains. There will be some light snowfall across the Central Plains. We are also going to have moisture coming out of the Gulf of Mexico on Monday as well. And then, right here, is going to be a boundary, essentially. This is where we have two different air masses colliding at once. One of them is a warm air mass, which is mainly across the southeast, and then a cold air mass is off to the north. And what is going to happen as we go throughout the day on Monday is that this is all going to sort of merge into one single storm system. We are going to see what will basically be a very rapidly intensifying low-pressure system by Monday night. You will notice that by Monday afternoon and evening, the GFS model is showing at least some light to moderate snowfall across the Midwest. This really would not lead to a great deal of snowfall accumulation. We are talking about an additional 2 to 4 or maybe 3 to 6 inches of snow across these areas. And then a little bit of freezing rain and sleet across central and northern Arkansas is a possibility. I am saying possibility because we do not know for certain if that is going to happen. It is still a little too early to tell exactly what is going to happen on Monday and Tuesday. This is just a general idea of what we can expect during this time frame. Things could certainly change because of this winter storm that is happening tomorrow. That is why I am pointing that out to you. As we go into late Monday night and early Tuesday morning, that snow will start to expand in size, and the storm system is only going to get larger, with heavy snowfall being a possibility from central Indiana back into central Pennsylvania, overnight Monday into Tuesday. And then we could see freezing rain, which could lead to ice accumulation across the Appalachian Mountains. And then, as we go into, by Tuesday morning, that snow will begin to move into the northeast. Now this system could potentially become a nor'easter if it follows the correct track. If that happens, we could see heavy snowfall blanketing the northeast on Tuesday morning. Then later on Tuesday, the most significant snowfall is expected across New England, primarily affecting New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont, and also New York. As we move from late Tuesday into early Wednesday, this storm system should move safely offshore. For the remainder of next week, we will continue to see several more chances for snow, though they will be smaller systems compared to these two winter storms we are tracking over the next 5 days. Now, allow me to explain one of the reasons I am exercising caution before calling this a major winter storm. This is the GFS computer model, which is showing a 24-hour period of snowfall across the Northeast for Tuesday. It indicates a widespread 12 to 18 inches of snow from central Pennsylvania all the way up through Maine. However, let us look at the European model. This is another very reliable forecast tool that has been quite accurate in the past. It is not projecting that same amount of snowfall, showing the possibility of up to a foot in New England. But please notice the overall forecast here is not suggesting a broad area of 12 to 18 inches of snow. So in all essence, I am not yet fully convinced that we will be discussing a major nor'easter next week, although it is certainly a possibility we are watching. I would estimate there is about a 40% chance as of right now. Those odds could increase over the next couple of days or they could decrease. I encourage you to subscribe to the channel to stay informed. We will continue to provide daily weather updates regarding this situation in case there are any major changes to the forecast. Now, if you are hoping for accumulating snowfall, you have a very high chance of seeing it if you are in any of the areas shaded in red. This map represents the probability of seeing greater than 1 inch of snow over the next 7 days. For folks anywhere in the Midwest, the Northern Plains, and the Northeast, you are very likely to experience accumulating snowfall. If you are in Texas, Alabama, or Georgia, it appears you will have to wait some time for winter weather to arrive. I do believe we will see something at some point, but it will not be anytime soon. And on another note, I have a special announcement. We are having a Black Friday sale at shopmaxvelocity.net. It is also the top link in the description below. You can receive $5 off an order of $50 or more with the code Black Friday on any of our merchandise, including our cheese curd collection, which was just released. That is named after my cat. We also have our Happy Holidays collection in addition to our Supercell merchandise and many other items as well. So I do hope you will check this out at Shop Max Velocity. net. This is one of the most meaningful ways to support the work we do here on this channel. Also, it is likely we will have another video for you later today. If not, we will have a live stream. So please stay tuned, and I look forward to seeing you all again in the next video or live broadcast.